The stage is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Luca. Okay. Thank you to my talk. This was supposed to be my second edition here, but last year I couldn't come. I've been working for Equal Foundation since 3 years ago as a .NET program manager. I'm also a volunteer for a program for women in tech. It's a step forward. I'm a mom. Maybe you saw me around with my toddler in the morning. I have Venezuelan and Spanish, hence my accent. And you can follow me anywhere using my handle. I was very good, and everything has the same handle. So the talk is structured in 4 pieces. I will try to go as quick and as slow as possible. The first one is adopting one, because I always get that question, what are you representing to? So I'm representing this, the Java distribution that already have a cumulative of 1 billion of downloads. If you sum up both, what it was before Eclipse Foundation at OpenJDK, and what is now after Eclipse Foundation as Xamarin. And actually, this month we have achieved 750 million cumulative downloads. That means that we have 1 million of downloads per day, and that's a lot of infrastructure to maintain. So, but we don't only have Xamarin, which is the OpenJDK distribution, that is TCK certified and Aquabit verified. The other big project is Aquabit, which is a quality test suite that it helps to have reliability, security, and performance of all the releases we have. We also have the mission control, which is a good tool for all Java applications you have. Migration toolkit, because Java is used everywhere, especially in big corporates, big institutions. And people, you need to migrate from Java 8 to higher version because of security. And we also have the marketplace where other distributors can showcase their own OpenJDK distribution. Okay, so some numbers, some figure again. Just as Xamarin, we have 754 million as last week, community downloads. Every time we do a CPU release, which are 4 per year, we have 58 builds to maintain. All the main platforms have L3 SALSA level, that's a security compliance level. On the marketplace, we have 6 other distributors. Last year, everything was done thanks to 100 contributors. And we have 12 members that I will explain what is that. So why we're getting so many users? I'm doing the same question, but basically it's because it's free of charge. That's the main reason. It's one of the remaining open source distributions besides OpenJDK and some other versions of their known distributors, like there are 12. It's a TCK verifier. As I say, we have Aquabit. It's a long-term support. The community is committed to maintain the long-term support as long as the upstream has it. Security supply chain, we are compliant with everything you need, even CRA. We need to check on that in the coming month, as everyone else. And you can have all the Java versions in Java 8 and mostly all platforms you need. That's why we have a total of 58 builds. So supported by whom? We have 2 types of companies supporting us. One are the members that are part of the governance. We have 12 of them. As if you're a certificate member, you have a seat in the table in the governance part. If you have an enterprise, you need to choose a representative. And if you have a participant, this is for lower companies that really needs, or organizations that are involved with Java. And then what we call, since this year, sustainer, that means either in-kind sponsors that are giving services to the ecosystem, or financial sponsors that are supporting a specific build that they need. Some node users, because of GDPR and open source traceability, we don't have a way to know who is using us, so a nice open way to support our projects is to showcase that you're an adopter. Now we have 30 plus 30-something public adopters, so if you are using us, this is a way to get to know you and to also publicly support us. And again, why they migrated back in 2020, 2021 to Eclipse Foundation, even so Francisco already explained what is Eclipse Foundation, is because they needed like a reliant system, a organization. They give them all the vendor neutrality, 20 years of experience, and member-driven way of decision-making process, all the governance model, proven sustainability, all the security, community management, community development, ecosystem development, program management, like guaranteeing that they have all the management part covered so they could dedicate to the technical part of the project. So what do you do if you need to realize that having something that is free of charge is not cost-free? And how do you explain that to your community? You need first to understand what are your needs as a project. So what we did at Adoption and what we're trying to do every year when we do planning, which is actually now we're planning next year, is that you need to realize what you need to maintain. All those C releases we have every year with 5 Java version, active Java version, with 58 builds, and with so many downloads, and so few contributors. That means that you need a lot of testing automation, a lot of release automations, a lot of services to cover all the Java version, all the builds, all the platforms, and also team effort. You need people to deliver those releases. You need people to achieve what the communities consider what is the best to deliver something in each release cycle, which actually they are finishing October release cycle in these weeks. Once you have that you already know what you have, you need to analyze what is your current allocation. So you have, with the budget you have and the financial support you have, what you can cover now. So right now, we have only infrastructure. We can cover the main part, which is giving the deliveries, is the infrastructure, and community development, all the management, the internal management, and a part of event attendance, marketing, etc. But then you can dream big and say, okay, if I have all the money I need, with a network it will be 4 times all the money we have right now. What can I do? So I could deliver still faster the research, implement a lot of automation, play around with all these AI new tools that are there, buy a lot of GPU crowd credits to play around what we do with the community, be more effective with all the security compliance, also help the community to build ready-to-deploy builds, more community engagement, more events, more participants, bringing back more contributors, supporting those contributors, like having different programs to support sustainability. So what did you do next? Okay, I have my plan, I have my dream, I have a dream big, I want 4 times what I have. So what I do next? You need to build your deal flow, and to do that, you need to understand what is your ecosystem. So, and this is when, just in time, a month ago, 10 open source foundations aligned together and created a joint statement explaining about that open infrastructure is not free, as Adoption is not the only case that have this. And actually, at Eclipse Foundation, we have another known project, which is OpenBSX, with the same issue. And then you need to make conscious about, especially for those that are not familiar with open source ecosystem, that the massive consumption of a project implies that you need to find financial partnership. And how you do that? It can be either through membership, through sponsorship, or actually, if part of your business is relying on open source, you need to give back part of your revenues on that system that is supporting you. If you're using that technology as part of your core business, again, you need to swap from minimal contribution to contribute proportionally of what you're giving, what you're receiving. So you need to give back, because that not only for goodwill, it's nice to give back, because your business is relying on this open source ecosystem, on this open source technology, and you need long-term sustainability for that. And also, because of all the CRA security issues we're having, quality issues we're having, performance issues we're having around the ecosystem and the tech work, you need to decide, like, you need to be aware that all these teams, most of them are doing on goodwill and allocated into a foundation. They need to do a lot of work on this and invest a lot of security, and that means also team effort and money. So you need to, as a foundation and an open source project, find a way to tie it up what is offered to the community and to the goodwill, and what it will be offered to those that are getting a credit and a benefit on your own technology. So what we do, we define an AWAS target. We have, if you are a heavy user and for technology or even a distributor, so what we call it, we are offering you as adoption is to become a strategic member or even an enterprise user of our working group, an enterprise member of our working group. If you are a heavy user that is not familiar at all with open source, you don't care about it. Like it doesn't mind to me to be part of the governance because I'm only using just because I'm already saving money. So that's why we have built the Eclipse Tamarind Sustainer program to cut all these enterprise users and convert them into open source sponsors. And if you are using a service and if you are deploying a service that is useful for the ecosystem, we are also targeting all those companies, cloud service provider company or a build provider company to help us by being an in-kind sponsors. So lessons learned. It's a hard and long path, long way. I've been here for 3 years, and this is the first year we launched the Eclipse Tamarind Sustainer program. You need to communicate, you need very clear for each targeted audience. You need to elaborate your deal flow and sales strategy. You need to be clear what you're selling to all those big corps, what are you selling to enterprise users that are not familiar with open source ecosystem, what are you selling to developers, like different target audiences. So, and then you need to have different profiles and messaging, and you need to add them to the value that I already migrated is free of charge. Why I do need to pay for that? So you need to elaborate on that statement that you need to help with communicate what is needed for project sustainability and how to do that. Thank you. That was my talk. And you can follow me and Eclipse Foundation and the project on all these social media handles.
Thank you, Carmen, for your contribution. Do we have any question from the audience? Yes, there is one from Valerie.
How is it going? How is the progress towards your goal? I know you just started, so.
Yes, we just started, and part of that lesson learned of targeting the messaging is something that we are elaborating. Now that we launched actually mid-year, we did like a big campaign, and now we are again like really targeting what is needed for each of individuals, because even startups, is SMS, like we are even a lower, like more close differentiator between each of them. Yes, so it's still a learning process for us.
This sounds very, very familiar from the work I did setting up fundraising campaigns for the ADA initiative. So yeah, looks good. Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other questions? Otherwise, I have one for you.
Okay.
That is about the costs you are having. Do you have any projection on how they will change over time in the future? So are you expecting to have more costs in the future, less costs? I don't know, the impact of AI can somehow change the cost trend?
Hopefully, well, we all know that cloud services provider cost is increasing, especially because of AI and the limitation of the resources. But yes, actually, what is planned for next year is for the technical team, the community team, is to apply some automations to improve what we have and how we use all the infrastructure to be more optimized, to optimize everything more. So yes, we will not try to find a balance between having more downloads, more builds, more etc., and what is coming next.